Hey guys, this is Dr. Joe Boyer with this week's Thought Flash. Thanks for joining us. Listen, we're having some construction done in my office, so all the electrical's not done. It's just getting dark. It's getting a little bit darker in here, so forgive the fact that we're losing a little light, but we'll get through it, okay? This is a subluxation. What happens when we're subluxated? It's an absence of light. Great topic to talk about today, which is what I was going to talk about. Great book. It's as simple as that and more. Safety pin cycle. B.J. Palmer talked a lot about brain cell, tissue cell, but what I want to share with you today is that the epiphany that D.D. Palmer really had, I mean, I think the real change that he gave us is in the paradigm shift that disease itself is not an entity, that the disease, the cancer, the heart disease, the back pain, whatever, the asthma, that itself isn't the problem. It's a lack of something else, an absence of something in that body part that's causing it to malfunction. You get cellular dysfunction, right? The bronchial tubes aren't working as well, or the nerves of the sciatic aren't working as well, or the cells of the muscles or mucosal membrane of the gastrointestinal system or genitourinary system or whatever isn't working as well. So there's cellular dysfunction occurring at that level. Why? Because those cells aren't getting life source. They're not getting proper communication from brain to tissue. And as a result, that becomes sickness and disease. So DD's first, I mean, he's a lot of contributions, but his first major contribution was the identification that disease itself isn't a problem, that it's a manifestation, in the words of Virgil Strange, it's a manifestation of loss of innate, loss of your body's ability to communicate itself, loss of your body, in Fred Barge's word, of comprehension of itself. The body loses its ability to communicate to itself. And I'll tell you, if you can look at everyone through those eyes, through those lenses, if you can look at everybody through those lenses, boy, it starts to change how you talk, how you walk, how you approach their health problem, their health challenge. It also allows you a little bit more, hopefully a lot more, initiative to start working with people who don't have any so-called health problems. Because listen, the bottom line is if you're subluxated, there is a drop of innate. So they are on their way to developing sickness, disease, and illness in the body. They're in a state of dis-ease, loss of tone. So, when you get a cavity, it started somewhere. When you develop heart disease, it started somewhere. Heart disease didn't start, one night you're totally fine, you had a bad meal and it had a lot of saturated fats, the next morning you wake up and your arteries are clogged by 90%, right? I mean, you don't wake up one morning and go, oh my God, I forgot to brush my teeth and they rotted out. I mean, it occurs over time. So remember, in the words of James Chestnut, we're not firemen, we're carpenters. We're people that are building something that is beautiful, and we're there all the time making sure the trim's good and the siding's good and the roof's good and the basement's good. We're constantly allowing the body to stay maintained and healthy and function the way they're supposed to. The fireman's going to show up. Again, I'm using Jim Chestnut's, to be fair, his analogy. The fireman's going to show up if there's a fire. That's the emergency room doctor, which may very well need to be done at that time. But that's not where our place is. We can't step into that arena. That's not where we should be really trying to be the authority. We should be the authority of health and wellness. It shouldn't be Dr. Oz, no offense. It should be chiropractors. Deepak Chopra and Oz and these guys, they're taking the principle of chiropractic, certainly not in a conspiracy way or what have you, good for them, and there's messages out there, but what chiropractic offers, Oz and those guys are just dipping slightly into what really it is. The paradigm shift, they're still allopathic. They're still talking about treatment of problems rather than prevention of the problem, more so. And their prevention isn't always the best answer either. The prevention of a chiropractor is to ensure that there's proper flow of innate. And we know that the nervous system is a major cause, an integral part of the body getting sick and disease. So that being said, if you look at the safety pin cycle by BJ, and it was just one thought I had during one of my webinars with clients, we talk about brain cell, tissue cell, but when I've studied a lot of this neurology, they talk about the local loop through the vertebral segment. So you can turn that kind of horizontal because there's another loop that's going on there as well. So if, let's say this is a body part, be it my leg or an ovary or whatever, and that body part is here, that loop is going back and forth, brain cell, tissue cell. So you got spinal cord cell, if you will, nerve cell, tissue cell. That horizontal loop is broken. So think of the safety pin. If it's broke, you're getting a loss of that afferent transmission to that body, and that body part gets really, really sick over time. And again, it's an illness, a sickness. One of the examples we use, one of the things we have in our office are toothbrushes, because I try to anchor in my communication ideas to things that people understand. So if I have a toothbrush and I say, Bob, listen, anytime they ask me something, why do your teeth get sick? Well, I didn't take care of them. Right, so what are you going to use? You're going to use that toothbrush, right? And if they talk about frequency, well, how good is it to brush your teeth? Is it good to brush it twice a day or once a day? I mean, you could probably get by with once a day, but you choose to do it twice a day, right? Why? Well, it's the best thing to do. Well, getting adjusted every other week or once a month or whatever your recommendations are, that's the best thing for them to do. It's not, so that's why you're recommending care at that frequency. Chiropractic is premised upon the fixed facts of physics that matter cannot move without force and energy. Human matter is in motion as human energy gets to that matter. Human matter moves in a speed exact ratio to the quantity and the quality of the human energy predetermines as delivered to the human matter. More mind and more matter equals more motion. Another great way to word this is adaptation. Life is adaptation. Your body's ability to adapt. Just let's say the eyes, right? It's darker in this room, so the eye can adapt to it. Moving composite beings are alive, inanimate composite beings are dead. To move is to live, motion is life. To not move is dead, no motion is death. The necessity for motion and to be unable to control motion is dis-ease. And it just goes through these simple, it's as simple as that, but very clear. The expression of intelligence through matter is the chiropractic meaning of life. The expression of intelligence, commands, authority, innate, being fully expressed through matter is the true chiropractic meaning of life. The molecular changes, I love this quote by Virgil Strange, the molecular changes that accompany disease are not the cause of the disease, but the result. The molecular changes are simply manifesting the disease. Remember that when you look at somebody that's sick, their body's manifesting it. Why is it manifesting? Often it's manifesting it from a lack, that safety pin cycle broken. There isn't a proper communication to that tissue. That tissue then starts losing its ability to adapt. So the liver, the kidney, the heart, the pancreas, the appendix, those tissues lose the ability to adapt, therefore over a period of time they get sick. When you get into that room, you got to start talking chiropractic. What the heck does that mean? When you get in there, you say, listen, Barbara, it's happy, healthy money. Let's get you adjusted. Wow, that area is out of alignment. That area right there needs to be adjusted. That area goes to your pancreas. Your pancreas is going to work better. In fact, hold on a second. I can actually hear your pancreas working better. I can hear your body working better. Dr. Pete Lombardi was sharing a story today on a webinar, and he said, hey, look at, I had a woman come in. She's pregnant. He adjusted her and said, hey, I can actually hear you and your baby getting healthier. Make it fun. I love BJ, but I love listening to a guy like Billy D who just says, don't take yourself so damn seriously. That's the reality of it, guys. Don't take yourself so seriously. Don't take the moment so seriously. Have fun, enjoy it, stay in a good state of concern. Don't talk about the weather. Don't talk about the ball game. Don't talk about Arnold Schwarzenegger and Tiger Woods and all these debacles. You know what? Talk about chiropractic. Barbara, that's funny, but I can tell you right now, I'm really concerned about what I'm looking at in your spine right now because it looks twisted, and that means it's sick. When it's out of alignment, it's sick. When it's out of alignment, it's not working as well as it's supposed to. I mean, that's what's going on. I wrote these notes when I read this thing. I was out in Italy last year, and I love this. That too much action is a reaction to some part of the body being slowed in action. And I use the word starved because I had listened to Tom Colleton and these neurophysiologists talking about how the nervous system is a nutrient. Nerve energy is a nutrient to the body. It's nutritious to the body. So a subluxation starves the body. It not only robs the body, it starves the body of that nutrient. It starves the body of that intelligence. It starves the body of that energy. It starves the body of that quantity and quality of life force, life source. that body part's getting sick because the spine's out of alignment and you're going to get nerve interference and the body part's getting sick. We got to get clear on that. We got to get straight on that. We got to speak intelligently with good articulation on that, and we got to stay consistent with it all the time. And when you do that, when you stay consistent with it all the time, I'm telling you, things will change. They bring their kids in, they bring their families in, people will stay. Listen, everybody goes through the challenges of bringing new people in, right? Everybody goes through challenges of side door missed appointments. Everybody goes through challenges to drop out. We do too. I probably go through it at a much higher level because we see so many more people. But regardless of the fact, the bottom line is the tighter you stay with that type of dialogue, the better you are. If you're standing there talking about the weather, the ball game, hunting, fishing, the boxing match, martial arts, whatever, I'm telling you, you're diluting the value of that moment. And I'll tell you, God help you if you're doing it after the adjustment. I mean, if you got to talk before. Adjust them, and you want to finish with that climax. Remember, you want to remember that moment of that adjustment and let them go. They're going to remember the value there. You adjust them and you bring that beautiful moment to a climax, and then you pat them on the back and they leave your office. And you're not, and you adjust them, you pat them on the back, and then you start getting into a conversation about all these other topics that have nothing to do with the health of the chiropractic care. And guess what? You diluted the whole value of it. And then your relationship becomes about whether you have time to talk to them, and then when you get busy and you don't have time to talk to them, they leave you, oh, you're too busy, you don't have enough time for me. Your relationship isn't based upon anything. I'm with people. Listen, I don't see 500-600 people every day. I might have days I see 300 people. But the bottom line is, how long am I with them? I'm with them a moment. Boom, good adjustment, Bob. Boy, I can actually hear your nervous system getting better. I'm going to see you Thursday at 5 o'clock. Give me a high five. Give me a hug. Whatever. Have fun with it. Enjoy it. Stay on topic. Read these books, guys. I'm telling you, they just get you right tight with the philosophy. It's not complicated. And when you adjust them, all the research shows that when you adjust them, you calm the sympathetics. Why? You lessen the tone. You reinstate normal tone to the body. What else do? You remove the interference. You allow the sympathetics and parasympathetics to work. You allow afferent, efferent. You allow brain cell to talk to tissue cell. You allow the nutrition of the brain and the body to properly be nourished. They nourish each other, right? Movement of the spine nourishes the cerebellum, which nourishes the brain. The brain nourishes the body and cell and tissue cell. I mean, that's how it works. It's not rocket science. It's not complicated. It's chiropractic. And we got to get excited about it. You got to have fun with it. You got to talk about it. You got to immerse yourself in this stuff all the time. And I'll tell you, if you immerse yourself in it all the time, wonderful things happen and practice starts becoming fun. I want you guys to have fun. Listen, we got a great event coming up in San Francisco. June 24th, 25th. We're bringing in Dr. Brad Glowacki. We're bringing in Dr. Matt Hubbard. I want to see you guys there. I want to see you guys bring other people there. You guys want to get totally slammed with a guy who has seen more people in a day than just about anybody who's run one of, not necessarily the busiest, but one of the busiest practices that's ever existed. I mean, nobody's done it better, or only a handful of people have done it as well as me. And I don't say that to pat you on the back or to impress you. I tell you to impress upon you that, listen, you can go listen to people that don't practice. You can go listen to people that never did it. Or you can listen to somebody that's done it for 10 years or more. I've been practicing over 20 years, and I'm still doing it. And why am I still doing it? Because I love doing it. I love putting my hands in people. Boy, by patient number 3 in there, I'm in the zone. I love it. It's exciting. I want you guys to have that same feeling. I want you guys to enjoy it. I want you to enjoy serving people. Guys, listen, this has been Dr. Joe Borio. May your innate always flow from above down, inside out. Have a great week serving people. Talk to you next week.
The best advice. He said each